SoulSteel is a new featured server on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and it's actually made by Noxcrew, the creators of MCC Island and Terra Swoop Force. And I uploaded my last video on it and noticed there was some questions about some things on the server. So I'm just going to try to answer those and kind of show you a little bit more in depth of what everything is. So at the spawn there's a couple of main areas. So to the right we have the armor and weapons, and this is where you can kind of upgrade your armor and weapons as well as craft new armor and new weapons. And straight back here we have the travel master. This is actually how you're going to unlock your new warps for when you want to fast travel to your next dungeon. And over here we kind of have your item crafter area. Actually we're going to be able to craft some items, and I'll go over that a little bit more later. And then right over here we have your shop. This is where your Minecraft marketplace is, where you can buy ranks and stuff like that. And then over here we have your ruins. You can kind of get buffs and stuff for your player depending on your play style and what you want to do. So let's start over here with the ruin. And the only way I found to actually make the ruins is by finding the materials, in which getting those, you get them from doing different runs on the server. I noticed the higher grade you get, the more rewards you get. So let's craft another one right here. And you'll actually notice a little bit of a timer right here. It says about 11 minutes. You can get a skip craft time by doing some of the quests. You can see down here I have 3, I had 4 before. So let's do that. We'll skip it, and now you can claim your next ruin. And to just activate those, you go over here, you click on ruins, click on this, and it'll actually tell you what it does. So this is going to give me plus 2% fire, plus 2% earth. And then over here you can actually upgrade the ruin, and it'll upgrade itself in tiers, kind of like the armor and the weapons. So over here we got the weapons and the armor. You can see right here, this is the sort of armor I got by getting the rank that I bought. And you'll get these materials, the threads, by completing the dungeons. I found the higher grade I got, the more threads and stuff I got. And you can see I made the mistake of getting the soldier armor, but then I realized it's not fully upgraded. You can see right over here, it spawns at the lowest tier possible. So I spent all this time and all these materials crafting the tier 1 soldier armor when I already had the tier 5 demolition duds. So I spent 100 materials on what I thought would be better armor, except it wasn't. I wish it told you this before, when I just paid to win and already had better armor. I could have just spent that on upgrading it. I do know it does have a purpose, because if you look here and look at the stats, you can see it actually buffs physical power. So while it minuses my defense and health, it's actually adding physical power. So each armor sets will grant you different sort of power-ups, if that makes sense. And over here we have the accessory crafter. If you have the materials, you could craft them, and then you can equip them right over here. And it's going to give you some sort of buff, and then you can upgrade that simultaneously with the thing right next to it. And then you can also upgrade your blades right over here. And if you get more fragments, you can craft better weapons as well, and then you can upgrade them right over here. See, mine's on tier 10 right now. Mine's will craft it a couple more times, and eventually it's going to cost more and more materials to upgrade it more and more times. And right over here is the best part of the whole thing, where you can actually just pay to win. I'm not kidding when I say I saw a level 1 walk in here and walk out of here the world's most powerful SoulSteel player. What is that, 30 bucks? For just a mere $30, you can become the world's most powerful SoulSteel player. And I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. And it's the same thing over here. She's pretty much just the microtransaction attendant. The boosters, you might have seen me use one in my other video. You can buy more of them, and you can also buy more craft time skips, like 120 craft time skips. I love SoulSteel. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. A thing to note here is you can actually grind for all this stuff. It's just more of a convenience thing, but still, it is hilarious that they have all this stuff in here. I'm hoping in the future that they actually make events for these sort of decoration items, because I think it'd be so cool, like if they did a Halloween or a Christmas event and you could actually decorate your campsite with those like seasonal sort of event items, because I don't see myself spending 30 bucks to decorate my campsite, but it would be pretty cool to upgrade from a campfire and a sleeping bag. I mean, I'm basically homeless out here. I've resorted to roasting myself on the fire in order to eat every night. Get it? Get it? Cause I'm pizza? If we come back to here, and by the way, I love this name. Oh my god, respect bombs. And we got Elder Plane. If we come back here, you can see that this is sort of the beginner map that we see on our quick travel. This is the first place it's going to have you go, which is to the Old Kingdom. And from there, you'll unlock the Valley of Wealth. And then from there, I'm assuming you'll unlock another dungeon to the left. I know there's experts out there that literally have like level 100 on this game. And then you'll see this kind of clouded area over here. So it's kind of like foreshadowing for what is to come. And over here is the best part of the whole server. Noxcrew. And you'll probably get another tutorial eventually about this stuff back here. And you might get a little overwhelmed. There's a lot more depth to this game than people realize. And you'll have these two machines right next to each other. So one will actually be the dismantler, where you can get rid of things that you don't want. And then right next to it is the vending machine, where you can get things that you do want. So this will give you the dust. And then over here you can actually craft what you do want. It's more for like a little bit later in the game, if that makes sense. You'll have more for like the weapons, the armor. You'll have more over here for the ruins. And you can kind of see here, so this is the faded one. So that's kind of the worst one. And you get the strong one. And then you get the surging or the best one. So it's kind of an area. You might be wondering, you know, what do I do with all this money I'm getting in the dungeon? And that's kind of where you can spend it, or you can spend it on these guys over here. And you might be wondering as well, how do I get what's called Soul Essence? You might have seen it in this stand over here to the side, or even at the entrance to the dungeons. Where do I find Soul Essence, you might ask? And I was wondering the same thing. If only there was someone here who would tell me. Oh wait, you'll find that in open regions like the Old Kingdom. Go there and you'll complete events. Oh wow. And that is right, this place does have a purpose. It's not just an in-between to get to the portal. It has a purpose over here. So when you activate this cannon, you can actually go into the open world over here and complete events. Monster invasion, let's go! So you can see by the beacons where the events are going to be, but I've noticed there's kind of like 3 locations where they can be. It's either to the right side, the middle, or the left side. So let's go on over here and do the open world quest. And once you get the event, you're going to actually have to join it. So you do that by just kind of clicking on it. So it says right here in the top, you've joined the event. It'll start soon. Now I haven't tested if you actually don't click this, if you can't get in the event, but that's just what I'm assuming. Yeah, so we're about to do Monster Invasion. You might also get the package delivery quests. And who knows, they might actually add more quests by the time you're watching this. It just really depends on how long ago this was. If this was years in the past, oh, they better have added new stuff. Alright, so I got a quest. It's 1 out of 40. So we just got to get these guys to spawn. They're kind of all over the area. It does stack. So like if I had friends, theirs would be counting too. But unfortunately, my friends are, yeah, they're asleep. That's what they are. There we go. And we completed the invasion and I earned the reward, which you might see is Soul Essence. Yes! Once you collect 5 Soul Essence, you can put them into this thing right here and you can empower the Dark Altar. Before we go any farther, I want to tell you about these symbols on the wall. So these are actually going to be symbols to lead you back to the portal. So if you ever find yourself in too deep, you can easily find your way back to the portal by following those symbols, and they'll lead you right back to it. The other things too, I mean, obviously if you made it this far, you probably know what these are, as well as the coins. Be sure if you're fighting big enemies to hit these health potions, because that can actually save you if you're in sticky situations and you're not using the pay to win method. But yeah, let me show you a little bit more about the Dark Altar. Well, you see, around the map, there's these little hidden compartments. Have sacrifices in which you can spend 1,000 of your tokens that you earned throughout your runs to actually sacrifice it to the altar. Oh boy. There we go. So I found one that actually has the sacrifice. You're gonna activate it by depositing 1,000 of your tokens. And I only got 3 minutes to actually get to where the altar actually spawns, which is all the way up here. But we got to get there fast. And this is all the way at the top of all the middle area. So I activate that, and away we go. And you can see it's way up there. New area unlocked. Aren't you excited? I'm here. I'm here. The treasure's unlocked, but now I actually have to fight for it. Isn't that unfortunate? And that's awkward. So the problem with this sort of side quest is that it can spawn at one place or another place. Here's a clip of my friend Aiden when he actually completed this.
This better give me a lot. There's no way it doesn't. It gives you 3K.
Gives you 3K. And this is just the first dungeon. There's so much more. You might have found this room that's actually right over here to the side of spawn. And if we head on over to this room, you will see the zapper ball. You do not want to be touched by the zapper ball. Flawless it right here all the way around, and you get to these fights up here. They are a little bit stronger unless you pay to win and buy the maximum armor right off the bat. But as soon as you kill these guys, it's gonna unlock this. This is gonna be what's called a green leaf crystal. So we want to be careful here and not jump on the zapper. And I'm going to show you where all these locations are right now. So if we walk past this one, the green one's going to be straight back this way. The green one's actually going to be just right under here. So I'm going to plug that in. It's going to give you about 1,200 coins. Let's go ahead and grab the pink one. Straight back this way. Run. Oop, wrong way. Right over here. The blue one is gonna be straight back here. Fuzzy, we got Fuzzy Hog Monster. The blue one is gonna be straight back from spawn all the way down there. And that spawn over there, the orange one, is gonna be all the way at the top up here. In this zappy room. In this zappy room right over here to the left. I feel like the best part about this server for me is actually hitting the play again button, or maybe that's the worst part. I don't know. If you found any part of this video helpful at all, I would appreciate if you could like or subscribe, and I might make more videos like this in the future.